In the advanced computer chips make them invisible. If the Chinese company has billions of dollars in investment, the way it says it has, then we are free to do what we want. It's completely insane. Friends, what you are seeing on your screen is not an ordinary news. In fact, it's an explosion that has shaken the whole world. What has China done that the biggest companies in the world have been left helpless? The stock markets of America, Europe, and Asia are falling apart. The chip industry has gone bankrupt. And most of all this has happened in a matter of seconds. Just imagine, a button was pressed and a loss of $2 trillion was made. Yes, in just a few seconds, the wealth of the richest investors in the world turned into ashes. And business tycoons like Elon Musk are also feeling the threat. But the question is, how did all this happen? What has Chinese AI technology done that has plunged the world into a new war? Can the United States compete with it? And are we seeing the beginning of a new world economic war? We will find out all this in this video. Therefore, I request you to watch the video to understand it completely. Dear friends, in 1957, when the world was living in the shadow of a Cold War, Russia suddenly took a step that made America's sleep unbearable. On the morning of October 4th, Russia sent its first man-made spacecraft, the Sporting one, to space, which was only 90 kilograms. But its weight proved to be very heavy for America's stature. The American government, which considered itself at the forefront, was suddenly left behind. At that time, America had been experimenting in the space field for many years, but every attempt was failing. America was even more shocked when Russia launched its second satellite and sent a living dog to space. This was an event that the world had never seen before. American scientists, politicians, and the public were all surprised that a country that they considered inferior, how did it get so far ahead of them? In response, America tried to launch a satellite, Vanguard, but as soon as it went into space, it was destroyed. And this was one of America's biggest failures. Finally, in January 1958, America successfully launched its first satellite. But by then, Russia had proven its superiority. His was the moment when America realized that it is not easy to maintain superiority in the world of technology, and a moment's negligence can also cause defeat. The same history is being repeated again today. But this time the field is of artificial intelligence. Friends, until a few months ago, if there was a king of AI all over the world, it was OpenAI, whose ChatGPT was everywhere. Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and other American companies were ahead of everyone in this race. But then suddenly there was an announcement that shook the entire Silicon Valley. A Chinese company, DeepSeek, presented an AI model that was capable of directly competing with ChatGPT. And it was no less than an earthquake. American stock markets were in turmoil. National security agencies came into action, and a new debate erupted in the world of technology. Behind DeepSeek was a young Chinese man named Liang, who was only 40 years old. He launched his company in January 2023, and its biggest challenge was the US sanctions on China, because of which he could not buy new chips. But Liang took a surprising move. He had already bought a deposit of 50,000 chips from chip companies, and also worked on making his cheap chips. The result was that he created an AI model with a cost of only $6 million, i.e. about 16 billion Pakistani rupees. Friends, there is a question here. Can a person achieve such a great success alone? Not at all. The Chinese government was also behind DeepSeek's success. In December, Liang met the Chinese Prime Minister, and after that, DeepSeek suddenly began to receive great financial and governmental support. So it was no longer just a small startup, but it became a new god behind China's state power. Today, American technology experts are worried. Donald Trump, who calls himself America's biggest patriot, is screaming and saying that America needs to wake up. But the question is, will America really wake up, or repeat the same mistakes that were made in 1957? Dear friends, experts say that all this happened so fast that the American stock market could not even get a chance to handle it. In just a few hours, the AI and chip industry suffered a loss of $2 trillion. Experts say that China has gained at least 10 years of experience from America and Europe in the field of AI. The companies that used to rule the world of AI, such as Google, Microsoft, Intel, and Apple, are now fighting for their survival. The most surprising thing here is that China did not make any noise about this historic victory, did not celebrate, but quietly launched a new technology in its market, which shook the world's most powerful countries. If we talk about America, the US government warned big companies on the basis of chaos that if they do not with China in AI technology, could be Diwali soon. National security experts called this crisis the beginning of an economic war for America. Trump immediately called the CEOs of big tech companies in the US for a chaotic meeting. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Intel, and other big companies participated in this meeting and all agreed that it would not be easy to compete with China's AI development. The biggest problem was the chip industry. Most of the US technology was dependent on expensive chips, which are used in modern AI models. But China has created such AI that can run without these expensive chips. This means that the existence of America's largest industry is in danger. And if China moves forward in AI and chip technology, then America's billions of dollars of industry could be lost. Now the question was how America would compete with this challenge. Trump's administration has decided to immediately impose more restrictions on China. The plan was to introduce new trade restrictions to stop Chinese technology so that the impact of Chinese AI would be limited in the US market. But according to experts, this decision was made late, because Chinese AI had already spread in the market, and now the eyes of investors around the world are moving towards China instead of America. Dear friends, the fear in America has increased to such an extent that Wall Street experts say that if America does not find a solution in the next few months, then Chinese AI can completely control the market. The biggest threat to American jobs is lakhs. Because of AI technology, not thousands, but lakhs of American employees can be in danger. This means that the economic crisis can be further deepened, and this can prove a political shock for Trump. China's AI DeepSeek has not only caused a stir all over the world, but also made a huge financial benefit to China to an unbelievable extent. As soon as the US and European stock markets fell, investors quickly withdrew their capital from there and started investing in China's AI industry. This unexpected change brought the Chinese stock market to a new peak, where the Chinese tech company's financial record broke. This clearly means that China still has more surprises, and in the coming days it can take some more revolutionary steps, which will shock the world. So, dear friends, this was our today's video. But what do your friends think about this? Do let us know in the comments section.